our next item.
Item 5, public comment.
We do have a speaker signed up, Mr. McClure.
Thank you for the opportunity. It'd be nice as a line item to have the reserve balance on the sheet. I got tongue-tied the other day too. I got a phone call from Jim Klossman. It was like the principal calling you to the office. But it was interesting. We got to speak about Lawrence Bay. And he asked me for his help, which tongue-tied me. The thought that I could help Jim Klossman in any way. But apparently the social media that I'm involved with has made Lawrence Bay and the issues around Lawrence Bay come up to the top of the list. And the fact that there were some lots going to be on the auction, and his desire to put together an RHID was running into some snags due to issues brought up in the social media. And while I was in the meeting, you know, I thought about what it's like to be a county commissioner for a fleeting moment. And I want to be a county commissioner to help developers and do things. And even though on this side, I've got resentments and I don't believe in my heart of hearts that the treasurer, the county commissioners, and the county councilors are adhering to the state law. There's an old saying that a guilty dog barks the loudest. And when I read your counselor's letter in response to the letter that was drafted to our Attorney General, Chris Kobach, he basically verifies all my concerns, because he looked like an underwriter that we deal with in the commercial real estate business, of valuations and prices and things that don't have anything to do with anything. Look, if you haven't paid your taxes and it's a vacant lot, it goes on the auction. And what we need to do is we need to turn over our properties. We need to incentivize new money. So what was really nice about the Jim Klossman deal, because we are in the income business, and that's nice about me. I got to get a job every day. I got to get paid every day. Social Security is just not enough for me today to live on. I've saved a little money, but I still have to get up and go to work. But we got a check. We got a check for $167,000 yesterday because they were on the list. And Jim came to the table wanting to make a deal. And he's got an overall master plan that's great. And if he doesn't do it, well, fine. We'll just auction off all his lots. That's fine. And he's okay with that. But he's making an effort to make a deal, and you'll see the taxpayers get $3 or $4 million out of this thing. And he's, between him and Jennifer, they've got a plan, and they're bringing it in. But it was because the properties were on the auction list. That's what forced him to the table. Because I don't think it's my social media. But if it is, that's great. This is why I want to engage the Topeka Board of Realtors. And what's really nice about the 750 people, you don't have to pay them. We all get paid deal by deal. We live by the deal. You don't have to hire a consultant, but if you've got all the even if we just take them back and give them away and get taxes coming in on them, we're better off. But without them being available, without us being able to turn over the inventory, we won't change. So we just got to do things differently. It was nice to see that side of Jim. It was cool. So what's settled, I haven't had an opportunity to respond personally to the letter that your counselor wrote about basically justifying the mistakes. But what was nice, and I've made a living by dealing with the really rich guys, because usually you get paid. And that's an important part of the real estate deal, is getting paid. You want to get to closing. I don't want to see these properties ever go into a land bank. The last thing I want is government running any more business, especially a land bank. Because government now got us in the position where we are. And government isn't going to get us out by putting properties in land banks. That's a terrible idea. You have a land bank today that's failing. The biggest failed land bank that I know is operated by Jetto and your contractor, Go Topeka. They have hundreds of acres that they bought for economic development reasons that sit off the tax roll. So I sold some land, it's now been 18 years to Go Topeka, and it sits vacant today. And you're spending $5 million a year to have them move that land. That money could be better off put into infrastructure. Because you can always find the money deal by deal. The deals should pay for themselves or we shouldn't do them. The deals need to broaden the tax base and increase the population. All we're doing in Topeka is just all trading amongst ourselves. And we got to bring new money to the community. We've got to turn over the inventory we've had. The only listing I've ever had over 20 years is the one that it took me 2 years to get a Pizza Hut permit behind the Ace Hardware there on California 29. And the inefficiencies of the city spending $1 million a year on Banish, the engineers. We got a lot of good engineers in Topeka. So my engineer submits to their consultant engineer, and it's like a ping pong ball back and forth, and the bills go up, and that makes our taxes go up. We've got talent. The county maybe ought to help the public works director or the city manager to dovetail, to make it to where people want to come to this town. $167,000 check yesterday. That was beautiful. What a start. Just need to take the inventory we got and turn it over. And we've got to change our way of thinking and let new ideas get introduced to this community. Not everything can be synthesized or run through the Greater Topeka Partnership. Almost $800,000 in gifts and grants. I had my web developer, he goes, "Why did you call it chum?" He goes, "What's chum?" I go, "Well, that's how you get fish, you chum." So the $800,000 over the last 2 years to get people to love Go Topeka, and the $3.5 million they're not filling up our land bank. And we've got to get government out of the way. Tomorrow you change it, you got 750 people that just want to make deals to get the Sunflower Board of Realtors engaged. Hey, you got to help us move all this property. We got deals to make. There's a guy clear over here that maybe sold one house last year, but he might know somebody. But right now, the way the system is, he can't really get through it. So we just need to change. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you guys. Appreciate your time.
Are there any other members of the public that would like to address the county commission on any item? All right, our next item.
Item 6, administrative communications.
This is an opportunity for any department head or employee